Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories that are happening right now. And first on the list for you, a community rallying behind a daycare after a setback. Nearly $4,000 worth of playground equipment stolen from the parking lot. Beverly Holland, who is the owner of God's Creative Enrichment Center, said that she was devastated when she found the equipment had been stolen from their parking lot while they were working on renovations. However, the loss of these toys turned out to be a misunderstanding. Holland said a homeless man who helped clean the grounds of the daycare thought that they were getting rid of the equipment and sold them without her knowledge. Well, when he was told they were not for sale, he ended up buying the equipment back. Now Holland is giving him a second chance.
It was unfortunate, but like I said, you have to know people's story before you start wanting to throw them under the bus or before you want to start throwing them out. Sometimes people like him are not afforded an opportunity, if you will, to make a wrong a right, and he did.
Equipment was stolen, Holland tells us. Another neighbor has offered to fix and paint the toys for free, and the man who sold them still works on the grounds. Well, a home in Harriman partially collapsed after a tree fell on it during last night's storms. You know, at the time the tree fell on the home, 4 people were there, 2 adults, 2 children. Dara Largan says that she was in the kitchen cooking dinner when she heard the tree beginning to fall.
You could hear a loud sound, and in that moment, whenever the tree was coming down, I took off like running to my kids, you know, which I got hit whenever the tree hit. But I mean, I was okay, but I don't actually remember the moment. I didn't go unconscious, but it was just a high, like, intense moment. So we went and got them. He got hit too. The kids, thank goodness, were in the rooms that did not have anything happen. So we just got our stuff and we got out as quick as we could.
Both Largan and her partner suffered minor cuts and bruises. The family is now waiting to hear what their insurance company says before they know if the home can be repaired or saved. Well, yesterday's storms caused quite a bit of damage around East Tennessee, from roads flooding to the closure of trails. This is the scene at Ridge Road, the road completely impassable. Other roads closed with similar situations: Walden's Creek Road, Goose Gap Road, Cades Cove Loop Road, and River Divide Road. And look at this video taken on Wiley Oakley Road in Gatlinburg. A mudslide from the storms causing a power line to fall on a home. The fence around the porch of the home smashed. Today, crews are cleaning up the fallen branches and rocks and working to clear the mud off the roadway. And due to the severe weather, the Ramsey Cascades Trail will now be closed. Crews were not able to complete the planned work on the footlog bridge, making it unsafe. After this weekend, the trail will be closed Monday through Thursday until November for a full-scale rehabilitation of the trail. Well, since we're talking about the weather, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Ken Weathers in the Storm Center.
Bo, I like that it's quiet, very much so. I think everybody does as well. Lots of sunshine across the area. Beautiful evening, Tellico Village at Tenasseee Cove. I would imagine tomorrow at this time, we'll see a lot of boats out on the water enjoying the afternoon. You might need a jacket, though. It's going to be a little cooler by this time tomorrow evening. Not bad now. 76 Knoxville, 78 Kingston and Loudon, 79 in Nyota, and 77 currently in Sevierville. Low temperatures tonight fall off into the mid to upper 50s for most areas. About 59 in Knoxville, 58 in Kingston, and 57 degrees in Tellico Plains. There could be some patchy fog in a few areas if the wind dies down enough in your area. Otherwise, we'll call it partly cloudy tomorrow, low 70, so a few degrees cooler than what we saw for today. But one thing you'll start to notice is the wind increases a little bit into the afternoon. We're talking about 10 to maybe 20 miles per hour gusting. But what this is doing is ushering in that cooler, drier air that we're going to feel as we head into the weekend. So there may be a passing sprinkle in some spots, especially over the higher peaks of the Smokies. But all in all, should be a decent day unless you're an allergy sufferer. That wind and the drier conditions are going to start to kick up the pollen levels once again. Includes grass, very high. I'll let you know if the entire weekend will stay dry or not. That's coming up in a minute, though.
All right, Ken, thank you. Loudon County Police Department right now asking for help to find a missing man. I want you to take a look at your screen. It's a small picture, but again, Kevin Cruz was last seen May 1st when he left his home in Loudon. Now, he's 5'3", around 120 pounds, has hazel eyes. Detective Brian Jenkins says that with the facts and circumstances surrounding his disappearance, foul play is not ruled out at this time. So if you have any information related to where he is or possibly what happened, you are asked to call Detective Jenkins at 865-408-0412. 8 unclaimed veterans were given a final send-off today at the East Tennessee State Veterans Cemetery. Berry Funeral Home works with the Dignity Memorial Unclaimed Veteran Burial Program and the East Tennessee Regional Forensic Center to honor the service members. Now, an unclaimed veteran is any veteran who does not have family able or willing to claim their remains when they die. Military funeral honors were presented for each veteran laid to rest today, who all passed recently within the past 2 years. Chris Thomas with the Regional Forensic Center says everyone who served deserves to have the proper recognition of a military funeral.
Being a veteran myself, it's a great honor, and to be able to pay respects to all these soldiers, and the veteran community is able to come out and pay respects to other soldiers that they serve with, and it keeps the importance of service and sacrifice in the front minds of every person that has ever served in the United States military.
The ceremony for unclaimed veterans is typically held at least once a year and put on again by Berry Funeral Home, the Knox County Forensic Center, and the Dignity Memorial Unclaimed Veteran Burial Program. Close to 100 East Tennessee veterans participated in today's service. An East Tennessee student has now earned one of the nation's highest academic honors, and she's actually a student we've introduced you to before. Bearden High School senior Abigail Lang is one of 2 Tennessee students to be honored as a presidential scholar. Now, this goes to high school seniors for their accomplishments in academics, the arts, and technical education fields. The students were chosen for their performance on the College Board SAT or ACT exams. You know, we saw Abigail's innovation firsthand when we visited Bearden's cybersecurity class 2 years ago when Abigail was just a sophomore. Now, she came up with the idea to trade traditional seating for a bike that's designed to be used while you work, and even worked with her teacher to secure a grant to make it happen.
They don't get to get blood flowing to their brain. So I thought that the under-desk bicycles would be a great way to implement fitness in a classroom while still not taking time away from teachers to teach their lessons.
You know, 2 students in each state were chosen, and there are 15 at large, 20 scholars in the arts, 20 scholars in career and technical education. They will be recognized, by the way, in an online ceremony coming up this summer. Well, some sad news. Zoo Knoxville's beloved elephant, Tonka, euthanized yesterday due to his declining health and after medications were not managing his pain. Now, this comes just days after it was announced Tonka was in hospice, but there were no further options to treat the pain and swelling in his left front leg. At 46 years of age and 15,000 pounds, Zoo Knoxville says Tonka had the distinction of being one of the largest and oldest African elephants in North America.
We do whole life planning with all of our animals here. We think about their care plan from birth to death. And one of the things that we're committed to for all the animals here, and what we talked about with Tonka, is we really didn't want Tonka's last day to be his worst day. We knew his conditioning was worsening. We knew he was in pain, and that was only increasing. And we wanted to do right by him and keep him as comfortable and around the places and the people that he's most familiar with in his final days.
We're told by Zoo Knoxville that the caregivers who regularly saw and loved him were by his side to make sure that he went peacefully and comfortably.